Something I don't talk about very often, either on social media or in my personal life, is that I have a condition called hydrocephalus. In my case, it was a congenital condition, so meaning I was born with it. And so what that is it's also called water on the brain. That's sort of the layperson's term for it. But basically what ends up happening is there is an excess of cerebral spinal fluid that builds up into my head. And then if there is not something in place there to drain that out of my head, then I would die, basically, because oxygen would be cut off from my brain cells, and my brain cells would die, and I would die. But I have what's called a shunt, and specifically I have a VP shunt. And what that does is drains cerebral spinal fluid from my head into my abdomen. And so that basically makes it so that I don't die as the result of this condition. But the other thing that I don't often talk about because as the result of this condition, being untreated between birth and 2 weeks old, basically I sustained what you would call brain damage because the condition was untreated, meaning cerebral spinal fluid was building up into my head and it was undetected and oxygen was cut off to my brain, and therefore I sustained brain damage as the result until the tube was put in. But the brain damage was done and obviously pretty much irreversible. So as a result of that, I have some different challenges that, other people may or may not have. I have some visual difficulties, and I also have some hand-eye coordination difficulties, and I have some problems learning in certain situations or performing job functions in certain situations. It's not that I can't do a job. It's just that there are certain tasks or certain types of jobs that are very, very difficult for me, or would be very, very difficult for me to do because of this deficit. And in my case, the full nature and the full scope of the impact of this disability was really unknown to me until about 10 years ago. And basically I went and had a neuropsychological testing done by a psychologist that was known to my family, and he did extensive testing, and he basically said, yeah, you have legitimate brain damage, and that's why certain things haven't been working out for you that you have attempted to do. And that was really eye-opening for me, and also a little disheartening because I would have liked to have known that before trying all the different things that didn't work out. But that's my story. So I'm just continuously rebuilding my life as the result of not knowing that. And now moving forward with this new knowledge, hopefully I can make things better.